Hello, welcome to the very first video on my channel. I am the newbie to Anime What Ifs, but for short you can just call me Noob, like Noob Cyber. And for my first what if, I'm going to be doing what if Naruto kept the scroll of sealing. I've been thinking about this for a few days now, and yeah, it's pretty interesting. So I hope the people other than me enjoy this. And regardless if anyone likes this or not, I'm going to try to finish the series. Like, I'll definitely get through part 1, but I might not get through part 2. But either way, I'll finish the series the best as I can, because I really enjoy the series. I like the concept, I like what I'm doing to Naruto, the abilities I'm giving to him, and yeah. With that out of the way, let's just get right into it. I'll be going through chapter 1 and 2 in this one video. So, yeah, okay, let's begin. What if Naruto kept the scroll of sealing? Chapter 1, Scroll of Sealing. The story starts off when Naruto got the scroll of sealing, obviously. The only difference is that Naruto learns 3 jutsu instead of 1. He also has all 5 basic chakra natures. He also has all 5 basic chakra natures, so he has more of a variety when it comes to jutsu. Wind and water are the easiest to use. Fire and earth aren't easy but aren't difficult either, while lightning is the hardest and takes the most chakra. Anyway, like I said, Naruto learns 3 jutsu from the scroll instead of 1. Excuse me. Those being the multi-cycle jutsu, wood style, wood clone jutsu, and the 8 trigram seal. The 8 trigram seal was what Mewtwo used to seal Kurama inside of Naruto. After Naruto learns these jutsu, Mizuki comes to him and tries to kill him, and from there on, things happen like they do in canon. Excuse me. Naruto likes the jutsu that he learned from the scroll, so he decides to keep it. He makes a wood clone and has it transform into an exact copy of the scroll inside and out, but soon finds out that Naruto has it since Naruto carries it on his back. Like, who isn't going to notice when all of a sudden you have this humongous scroll on your back and you just say, I got it from a friend. Yeah, no, the only person to believe that is like Konohamaru, and even then, he's gonna be a bit suspicious. Anyway, Hyuzen scolds him for a bit, but then decides to give him a copy of the scroll because of the fact that Mizuki wouldn't have been taken down as easily or as quietly when compared to the way that Naruto took him down. So, like, what I mean by this is, when Naruto took him down, there was little casualties, like Iruka was pretty beat up, but besides that, there was little casualties. If only Iruka tried to take Mizuki down, then it would have taken longer and it wouldn't be as easy as it did when compared to Naruto. Also, it wouldn't be as quiet since word would get around amongst the villagers that someone took the scroll and not amongst the Jonin. If you hear any background noise, sorry, that's my family. Or my mic acting weird, one of the two. Anyway, Naruto was able to learn three jutsu from the same scroll that the previous Hokage and Hiruzen himself have put forbidden jutsu in. Hiruzen wanted to see what else he could do, as well as the fact that this mere 12-year-old boy was able to not only use all 5 chakra natures, but he could also use wood style, which is what made the first Hokage, Hashirama Senju, so OP. And Naruto can use wood style because, like I said before, he knows all 5 basic chakra natures, meaning he knows water style and earth style, with the other 2 that make wood style. The reason Naruto was able to learn high-level jutsu like that in a very certain amount of time is because that Kurama saw the Trigon seal and thought that if he let Naruto learn it, he might be able to use it to unseal the two of them from each other. Kurama lets Naruto learn all of those jutsu from the same reason, but deep down, he's gonna like enjoy Naruto and his and his hyperactive attitude. Also, it's my story. That's my reasoning. Anyway, Naruto is allowed to keep the scroll and learn all the jutsu in it and all the jutsu that will be in it. Since you only know 2 jutsu that are for a fact in the scroll, I had to make a few additions and new jutsu in general. Like, each Hokage has a specific amount of jutsu in the scroll. Like, the first Hokage has his set of jutsu, the second his set, the third his set, and as there's more Hokage, they add more and more ninjutsu, genjutsu, taijutsu into the scroll. So, yeah. Naruto goes on to learn most of the jutsu from Hashirama and Tobirama, the first and second Hokage, and learns one jutsu from Hiruzen's part of the scroll. By the next day, Naruto knew the wood clone, wood binding, wood dragon, shuriken shadow clone, alchemy or tandem paper bomb, flying lightning slash, and the shuriken expansion jutsus, as well as the multi-shadow clone and 8 trigram seal. At the academy, Naruto gives everyone a special kunai and calls it a graduation gift. He tells them to just throw it on the ground or anywhere if they're in serious trouble. Iruka announces the same team as Canon, and as the turn comes, Team 7 is left waiting in uncomfortable silence, like usual. Naruto breaks this silence by setting a little trap for Kakashi. Excuse me. When he walks through the door, he'll get a block of wood dropped on his foot, a piece of chalk dropped on his head, and a shuriken graze his cheek. Sakura yells at Naruto about this, but he just responds saying, "When you show me that you can surpass my attacks, maybe, just maybe I'll listen to you. Then again, when have you ever seen a human listen to a talking trash can?" She starts cracking her knuckles like, "Oh, I know you did not just say that to me," and walks towards Naruto to hit his head. Well, he dodges her easily and karate taps her head. She's pissed and tries to hit him with a wall of punches. He dodges out of them, trips her, then backhands her into the ground. Like the piece of trash she is. Anyway, yeah, she is astonished, to say the least, and a bit dizzy, while Sasuke is making note of his brief taijutsu skills. Naruto got a pretty big confidence boost, and who could blame him? If I got a school that all the Hokage have put powerful jutsu into, and will continue to put powerful jutsu into, I would most definitely be acting cool like this. Anyway, Kakashi arrives and the trap works, but when the shuriken comes out, he catches it with his fingers and says, "My first impression, I hate you all." They all get annoyed, as one would, like your teacher for life said he hates you. Who wouldn't be annoyed? Anyway, he tells them to meet up at the roof. I say anyway a lot. When they go over introductions, Sakura stays the same as canon, Sasuke stays the same as canon, and Naruto stays the same for the most part. When he talks about his dream, he says, "Like Sasuke, I have a goal that I know I can achieve, and it's to become the Hokage and have everyone respect and acknowledge me. With the power I have, it's guaranteed. Believe it." Oh my goodness, why'd I do that? Kakashi is surprised at his confidence and cockiness. He tells them to meet at the training grounds tomorrow at 7 a.m. and to not eat anything or they puke. The next day, they all meet up on time except for Kakashi being Kakashi. Sasuke being himself keeps his distance from the other two, while Sakura wants to prove to Naruto that she can be useful. Kakashi arrives, explains the test, and then it begins. Chapter 2, the Bell Test. Sasuke, Sakura, and Naruto go towards the forest. Naruto isn't as reckless. Yes, he's cocky, but he's still got a bit of smarts. Naruto sends a shadow clone to the markers that he placed on the other two so they can communicate while being far apart. Sakura and Sasuke don't want to listen to his plan and try to break the clone, but this clone had some wood Sakura so it wouldn't go down in just a few attacks. They both get confused like, why the hell aren't this man's clones bursting? Reluctantly, they listen to his plan. After explaining, he says, "Everyone got it?" They nod, and he says, "Okay, go now." Kakashi is about to enter the forest since it's been about 10 minutes, but when he lifts a single foot, wood sprouts out of the ground and wraps around his feet and arms, leaving his chest open. Then Sasuke gets in front of him out of nowhere and hits him with a fireball point blank. Kakashi gets out of it by substituting, but he notices that it took more chakra out of him than it normally would. That's because the wood that covered him was Naruto's wood binding, which absorbs the chakra of the target. The binding can go to the extent where it suppresses the target's chakra. Kakashi's movements are slower than before, and this gives Sakura the opportunity to throw a bunch of kunai towards his chest. He dodges all of them and catches the last one, but it then explodes into a smoke bomb. Naruto appears behind him and gets the bells from his hip. He meets up with the other two and gives them the bells, and with that, the bell test ends. Kakashi then explains that he let them win, and that if the bell test wasn't about teamwork, this would have been way harder. And I was just like, yeah, so just admit that you lost, bro. And to celebrate, everyone goes out for, I don't know, ramen and barbecue. And yeah, that's it. Hope the two people besides me watching this enjoyed. And yeah, this series should be interesting, I hope, and I'm going to try and make this as at the best of my ability. And sorry for the stuttering and background noise. The background noise, that's my family, or my mic acting weird, and the stuttering, well, this is my, first time, and it literally says Newbie in my channel name, so it's guaranteed, so it's expected that I don't do that's good. Also, my voice isn't that deep, so that's kind of frustrating, but I try to make do with what I have. And yeah, I'm gonna stop rambling on and end the video already. Well, hope anyone watching this has a nice day. Bye.